It's over.
That's scary.
This is not the Halloween show, Theresa. That was terrifying.
That was pretty horrifying.
But luckily for the people out there, we were not broadcasting yet. So, hey everybody, it's Wednesday. It's a Bots Up and List show, and Theresa Cox is here, and she was just doing a really scary. I don't know if you guys, when you were kids, if you ever had kids at school that thought it was really cool to turn their eyelids inside out.
She's going to do it again.
She's going to do it again. So
I call it scary eyes.
Oh, that's so gross.
So wait, let me tell you a funny story. I do that to my nieces and nephews, and my little minion that's 4. So I would do it at church, and she was in my Sunday school class at church. Anyway, so I would do scary eyes, and then they're like, "Here, I want to try." And so she would do it, and we're like, "No, that's awful!" Like, and so she wasn't doing anything. So she went home to show her family, and like they all played along. And so now she's 6, and she still thinks she can do scary eyes. She doesn't know yet. Like, where's the mirror? Like, do it in the mirror.
Is this what Mormons do to entertain themselves?
The what? Oh
yeah. Mormon entertainment.
Well, you've brought 2 countries together because Mandy in Canada thought that was gross, and Angela in Oregon agrees. So what you're doing is you're bringing people together across borders.
Is that what that is?
Together and say, hey, we got to agree on something. Anyway, it's Wednesday, so it's Boss Up and List Day. Mm-hmm. Which is our all-day virtual listing party that we do in the Boss Facebook group. And basically, I do a post first thing in the morning, although apparently I don't wake up early enough because...
is it Jen Lee? Who is that? That's up at like 4 a.m.?
Or Jenny, who gets up, she gets up at like 4 a.m. like Eastern time and starts a post. But I'm fine with that because, man, I'm not getting up any earlier. And so I do post first thing in the morning, and people can check in and say what their listing goals are for the day. And then we do the show at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to basically give you guys a chance to take a break. Or if you want to just like ignore us and keep on listening, that's fine too. We don't care. Whatever.
Whatevs.
Yeah, see, it's me, Jenny. Whee! And Laura said, yeah, but she takes naps. So she gets up. She basically tries to make us all look bad by getting up at 4 a.m. But then she goes back to sleep for a few hours.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're always up between 6 and 7. We don't do the setting the alarm thing. That's one of the nice things about being self-employed. But I actually slept in this morning. I slept until like 6:40, and this one slept till after 7.
Angela just said that Vikki looks amazing today. And what's funny is I was just looking over and thinking, I like how your hair is. Because here's the thing, I like it when she leaves her hair kind of curly like that. Because she sits there and does all this like blow drying and like blowing it out and all that stuff and makes it like so it's like super straight. And I think it looks better when she just has her curls.
My natural curls. My hair's starting to grow back, so that's when you go.
I like it when you go natch. Is that a word?
No, that sounds gross. It sounds gross. Well, thank you.
Jenny just said, "I quit." That's it. No, don't do it. I'm telling you, I like it because some people have somewhere they can post about listing before I get up at. I mean, I get it. I get it. I post it at 8, which means on the East Coast time, it's like 11, and it's already 11 in the morning, and they haven't had a chance to check in. Mm-hmm. I get it. So Jenny, keep doing what you're doing because I'm not doing it any earlier. So that's how it goes.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, Theresa?
It's called teamwork.
Yes, it is called teamwork.
East Coasters going and you can sleep in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, so Theresa, I think you should tell your Airbnb horror story. Horror story.
You have to go look at my Facebook wall to get it.
Why is she so out of control every day?
I just got the most. It cut over to you, Theresa, because you were talking, but I just got the dirtiest look from Vikki because of my scream. But Theresa, you've been doing Airbnb now for like a year, right?
Oh, 10 months.
10 months, so almost a year. And in 10 months, you said you've done about $10,000.
Yeah, I'm over 10,000 because I mean some months. I mean, a good month for me is 25 to 3,000, but then in the summertime, I had very few bookings because it's Arizona and who wants to live here in the summer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so the bottom line, so I realized when Katie was asking me all these personal questions that she was trying to get to a point. So I had what did I say? 38, I forget, 38 guests, 151 bookings or something like that. And then finally I had one that just did me in because they came in on Friday. It was a last minute booking, and my eBay customer service stuff kicks in. And so I remove all obstacles. I allow people to do instant bookings. I allow them to check in the same night. Like my house is always ready. I just need to, if I'm out photographing or whatever, I just need to make sure that I have time to put my, eBay stuff, lock it away in the office. Anyway, so that happened on Friday, and it was like, okay, no big deal. I had a guest coming on Saturday, figured out what I could do. Anyways, and I come over on Saturday to throw the sheets in the washer on my way to an event, and my entire living room, entry, and hallway was empty. And at first I thought that somebody broke in, and I was like, oh my gosh, and my heart sank. And then it was so funny because immediately your heart sank, and then immediately I was like, okay, what did I leave out of my eBay stuff? Like all my other stuff, it's like, I don't live here. This is my personal belongings, but I don't care. It can all be replaced. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, what eBay stuff did I leave in the living room? Anyway, so then I turn around the corner and see that they had stacked everything in the kitchen. My couch was in the kitchen. My curio cabinet was in the kitchen. The end table, like everything was stacked high in the kitchen. And so anyway, I really believe there's a lot of speculation as to what happened. I really believe that they took all that stuff out for some kind of a fight party. Maybe brought in some mats and just had a big fight party.
Well, yeah, and they had the light bulbs were all removed from the fixtures. The light bulb covers were removed.
Yeah, there's a ceiling fan with a light fixture in the living room, and then I have two just end table lights, and so those were unplugged and gone. And so they took the lights out of the ceiling fan. I'm like, there was no lights in the living room, but so that's why I think it was a fight thing. And the ceilings in this house they might be 9 feet. I think they are 9 feet, but the ceiling fan in the living room hangs kind of low, and so I was like, okay, if somebody's kicking, they don't want to break the globes and the lights.
I think it was a porn shoot, personally.
Who knows? But they also they stained the carpet. There was a hole in the wall. They left liquor bottles, knocked over cups with red punch or whatever in them. It was just kind of a disaster. So
it's just filthy and gross.
The biggest thing that, when it was all said and done, the biggest thing was just moving everything back, because I couldn't move everything back by myself. And they were professionals.
They moved your curio cabinet with the stuff in it into another room and didn't break anything.
Nothing broke. And it was just, this is not their first rodeo. Everything was stacked and condensed very well. If I was going to move, I'd want to have these guys come move me, because.
But my whole thing is why couldn't they put it back? They could just put everything back. Maybe you wouldn't even know. But like I said, the carpet was stained, so you had to clean the carpet, get the wall repaired.
And they just they left their trash and sticky red goop all over the counters. I get you're going to have people that are messy and leave messes sometimes, but that was a little bit.
It was. So it was funny to read the comments from eBay sellers, because it was all over the place. Oh my gosh, outrage, make a police report, blah. The bottom line is once I got over the first initial of, oh my gosh, and we got in there, we got it cleaned up. It was Airbnb they're going to take care of everything. There's $1 million coverage per guest from Airbnb. They'll make the tenant pay for, use their deposit. And then, it's not good. The $250 deposit isn't going to cover everything. So they'll take care of everything. It's just going to be a little nightmare. Am I going to change anything? No.
Wait. So you're telling me you're not going to stop doing Airbnb now and give it all up because of this?
No, I'm not. Imagine that. Here's the thing. When I was working in higher ed and somebody would find a loophole and do something and break the rules, we tried really hard not to make it more difficult for the 99 that followed the rules, because one person broke the rules. And so I think about that all the time. And so here's a situation where 38 people didn't break the rules in 10 months. So why am I going to make it more difficult for the one person that did?
Exactly. And I think this is a really good lesson that goes along with, like you were saying, with eBay selling, with online selling, the whole remove all obstacles. It's I think that for a lot of people who get into reselling, especially when they first start, there's this expectation that things need to go right 100% of the time, or it's not worth doing. And like I've seen, like somebody will post something. This is where it gets problematic when people post their, every time something goes wrong, because then you see the comments and somebody was posting, they had an issue with an international sale. And in the end, everything worked out in their favor. It was a little bit of a hassle at first, but I saw like in comments below, there were multiple people saying, and this is why I use global shipping program, or this is why I don't do international shipping. And I'm like, that is so nuts. Like, you have to understand that any business you go in life, things go wrong sometimes. And so if your answer to something not going right, not going your way, is to just shut it all down and not sell, or cut off like this entire other part of the world from buying from you, like it just makes no sense from a business standpoint.
Yeah, you can't sell it. You can't operate from absolutes because of one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and generally,
somebody,
sorry, go ahead.
So I was going to say, somebody in the chat suggested that I Google the address to see if, there was a party advertised something. And I did that. And everything related to my address is all real estate stuff. I mean, the house is only a year old. I mean, I bought it a year ago. So, that's as much energy as I wanted to put into this. The reality is I'm not going to know. I don't really care. My house is back. I have a guest that showed up yesterday. And so,
I mean, I think like maybe you could put like a camera out in front of the house, just so, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea if something were to happen, like even bigger than this, where it actually was more damage. So you would just know, like you could see 20 people coming into the house, or you could see whatever, and that wouldn't take that much effort to set that up just to have it. But yeah.
So there's two things that I'm going to do from this. And one is I'm going to get a Nest thermostat, just because I realized that my, some guests like the house really, really cold, and I'm all about you being comfortable when you're here. But then when they set the AC down in the summer to 68 degrees and I don't come back for 2 days, it's like, yeah, my electric bill is ridiculously high. And then the other thing is I'm going to do the Ring doorbell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For that purpose. And if you have just FYI for people, that if you have cameras on your property, you have to disclose it in your listing, and you have to disclose where they are. So it's not unusual to have an outdoor facing camera, and nobody's going to freak out about that. But
you can't really have cameras inside the living space. That's a little creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. And but the reality is, over the year, I've had people that have come and they have had extra guests here, and you can just tell when you have to, you have to wash extra sheets and pillowcases. And I only charge $10 an extra per night per person after 4, but I never got freaked out. I never emailed them. I never was outraged. It's like, okay, so whatever. You had a few extra guests here. It takes me a little more time to do the laundry. Big deal.
Yeah, thanks for being a jerk. Callie's World is in the chat. What up, Callie? She says she's driving the Roots car while they're in Chicago because hers wouldn't start this morning because she needs a new alternator.
Oh, that's a drag.
That's
yeah, but the bad thing is the good thing is that you're there where it's warm, and they're in Chicago where it's cold.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? We had a couple things in there. Justin Packman, please send Katie or I a message so that we know your shirt size and address. I got to get that shirt out to you.
Yeah, we want to send you a t-shirt. Come on, you want a t-shirt. There was somebody else. Who was it? Was Kelly? What was Kelly's last name?
I have it written downstairs. I'm sorry.
Okay, Kelly, who won the contest on the last show. We don't have any way to contact you because I couldn't find you in our group. Kelly, whatever your last name was. So send us a message because we want to send you stuff. And anyway, yeah, Callie, I think you need to probably go do some joyriding in the car. I think that would be cool.
Make sure you take some really cool pictures, like with it on the edge of a cliff or something.
I think you should have a fight club in the car. And somebody, who was it? Somebody noticed something on the wall behind us. Fader faded. Yes, I do have the headshots. We've got Frenchie up there and Theresa, who sent me their headshots, and I finally put them in frames, and they're on the wall looking awesome.
Okay, so I need to clarify something, because I actually totally forgot until a second ago. I thought about it once or twice. When you did that show where you showed Frenchie's thing, and then it was like, you want to do this headshot. So that's a professional photo I took a couple years ago for work. but I immediately got online. I did Walmart.com, uploaded it, whatever, and got it sent off to Katie. But in that chat that day, Allison talked about something about wanting one. So I did one for Allison, and I mailed it off to her. I never heard from her. I don't even I'm thinking she must now think I'm a weird creeper because I don't even think I put a note in there. It was like, yeah.
You know what? I don't think
Here's the
she must have forgotten because she told me, she said something to me about getting it from you. So
I'm like, okay, Allison, I wasn't a creeper.
She definitely got it.
Yeah. So
she said, I received your headshot. I don't know what she's doing with it. That's the creepy thing.
In the comments that day, she said something, I want a headshot. And I was like, okay, well, let me just order 2.
I don't know what she's doing with it.
Theresa really is all about customer service.
I know.
All right. So, anyway, today's show, we're talking about offers to watchers. I don't know. I will say, like, there's some information we haven't gotten yet. Like, one of the things we don't know is we don't know the rollout schedule. I know they made an announcement. I don't remember what day that was. Do you, Theresa? Was it was like last Thursday or Friday? They sent out, there was on the community boards, there's like an announcement where they basically said, you know, we have this feature, we listened to you guys, now we're making it available. And it's going to be rolling out, but they didn't like give any kind of schedule. They didn't say like it's going to take a week or a month or how long it's going to take.
I think Theresa got it on Friday.
We got it on Friday or Saturday. And so, yeah, because I think we started sending ones out on Friday. So basically, it's out there. I just don't know how many of you guys actually have like the full version. And so we're going to get deeper into that. Theresa, do you know anything else about that?
No, I don't know the rollout schedule. I don't know, like what percentage or how people were chosen. I don't know. Just ask in the chat. Maybe people can talk about if they have it or not. Do you have offers to watchers on your business account?
Yeah, on your business account, because as far as I know, very few people actually have it on their business account. So basically back in July at Open, one of the things they announced, because a lot of times they'll give you little hints of like cool stuff coming up. And actually, this was like the one thing that whole week that I was super excited about because I just thought the possibility of it sounded really cool. So basically it's that you can make offers to watchers. If you have people watching your stuff, you can go make an offer. I know that Poshmark does something similar. I don't know how it works because I don't have Poshmark. But from what I understand, is pretty much as soon as somebody likes something of yours, you can send them an offer. This works a little bit differently, but
we're still working out trying to find out the differences. Like, yeah, you can send offers to watchers, but we don't know why it only goes out to some of them, not all of them, all of the time. Yeah, we don't know what. Well, let me parameters there are, like how long does it have to be listed? I do know it has to have the best offer on it.
Yeah, and so right now we don't know what listings, how it's determined that a listing is eligible. Obviously they didn't have watchers. Right now we've determined that it does need to have a best offer on it. I don't know if that's going to be a forever thing or not. But
I'm pretty sure it has to be single quantity as well, right?
Right. Single quantity right now. And so, we all know how to get around those kind of hacks. And, I immediately went through and took my 200 most watched items and put best offer on them. And then I started doing my offers to watchers. But I had one listing that had 24 watchers and it only went out to only 7 offers were made. So we don't know a lot of the why behind that.
Just like kind of like how to do it.
It's
real quick. Red Neckerson's resales just busted out $1.27 super chat. That's like his favorite number, I think, is $1.27. So, well, you have something in your ear right now, but I'm going to do the Red Neckerson resales.
Now you're trying to bless my eardrum.
Sorry. Yeah. Super chat. You like that? All right, really quick. So I'm going to share my screen really quick because people are asking like, what's the difference of different things? So I'm going to show just real quick here and then we'll get deeper into it. But they first announced it at eBay Open. And then a couple months ago, I remember we were like doing a show and somebody said, hey, do any of the rest of you guys have this offers to watchers? Like they had just gotten it like that day. And I was like, what? And so then somebody, there was an eBay for business video where one of the eBay people actually mentioned it. And so of course I'm like freaking out because I'm like, I want it. And then it turned out that it was only made available to what they call consumer to consumer sellers, which is kind of like hobby sellers. I'm not entirely clear. And I don't know, Theresa, if you can shed any light on this, like exactly how eBay determines that someone is a hobby seller as opposed to a business seller. Is it just that they have a store? Is it like the number of items? Do you have any idea, Theresa?
I don't know, but let me make a note and see if I can find out.
Yeah, so it has something to do, I think, with kind of, you know, maybe there's a combination of things that they look at that determine whether or not you're one or the other. But let me.
I would like to know. Colorado Rewarn said that she's watching a friend's item and she received one of those offers to watchers, and it looks really good on the watcher's end. I would really like to see what it looks like.
Yeah, so if anybody's received one of those offers, maybe get a screenshot and send it to us.
Yeah, definitely. That would be cool.
That's Liz, and she's in our group. So Liz, if you, that was one of the things that I asked the Offers to Watchers team, is if we could get a screenshot of what the message that the watchers get. So if you could post that in the Boss Up group. Yeah, there you go. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think that would be great. I've been kind of waiting for somebody to say, hey, I got one of these.
Yeah, I would like to see it. We don't have, you know, Katie and I and Theresa, the three of us all have the full version of this.
Yeah.
So the backdoor version, we're hearing different reports here and there. We talked about last Friday. It does give you some options to get in there and get around. We do have it in the Facebook group as well about how to do that. And it is in last Friday's video. But that helps, and it helps you get to a few. And then some people are saying you only can send out so many, and then it takes it away. So I really think it's just a program that's just rolling its way out little by little to sellers. But we want you to know about it in case you do have it. We want you to be able to take advantage of it.
So let me show real quick what this looks like. So for the consumer to consumer version, this is the one that went out first. This is what it looks like. And so if you don't, when you go to your seller hub, if it doesn't look like this, you're probably a business to consumer seller. And so you can see, if you don't know what this page looks like, look at this URL right here. It says www.ebay.com/mys/overview. And here you can see it says send offer to buyers. Now also you can see that it only gives 5 items that you can do this with. And so, and then once you do one, then it'll populate it with like another, it'll fill in a different one. So you can only do 5 at a time. Now there is like another thing that you can do, that I've heard works as well. If you are impatient and you want to be able to do it to more than one. So like on this screen, I can go here and I can click on this and just hit send offer. And it takes me to this page. Now, if you notice, like it says right here, your offer will be sent to 2 interested buyers. You put in an amount. You can put in a message here. If you notice up here on this URL right here, it actually has the item ID number right here. So this is like next level,
like next level hacking.
Next level hack after you do go to this page. You can take another item. So this item right here, I've got multiple watchers on. And you can see right here, I have an item number. I'm just going to copy that. You go back to this screen right here, and you replace that number, hit enter, and it should actually take me to this screen. And now I'm sending an offer to this item for 5 interested buyers. So again, for any of you guys who don't have the business to consumer side one, which I'm going to show you here in just a second, this is another way. It's going to take you a while to be able to do it. It's pretty awkward and time consuming. But if you have, like, let's say you have some really high priced items, you want it with lots of watchers and you want to be able to do it and you still can't access it because you don't have the business to consumer option, this is another way you can do it.
I will say that when you're doing this, the thing that I have found that works, because I did do this and did pretty well over the weekend. I was sending it to my higher priced items and a much deeper discount than I would normally have on a sale item because it's only going to a few people. So it was like, so if I had something listed for $150, I was sending an offer out for like 90.
Now this definitely is not the answer. This is just, I'm just saying for you guys who are like, you want to be able to do this, you haven't been able to yet, you're tired of waiting, and maybe you have some really, let's say you have something that's like you're selling for hundreds of dollars and you have lots of watchers and you want to be able to like access that listing to be able to do an offer. This is a way you can do it. Now I'm going to show you real quick. This is what it looks like for business to consumer sellers. So this is what the full version looks like.
So if you're just looking at, if you don't have this and you're watching this, pay attention, because this is not intuitive. A lot of people have already given that feedback that we need a little more instruction or to make it somehow more intuitive. So watch this, because it's hard to figure out on your own.
I think it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it, though. I mean, I was able to send out, I sent out about 200 offers throughout the weekend, and it didn't take very long at all.
Yeah, once you figure out what you have to do. But when it first rolled out Friday night, everyone was on the boards and stuff going, how do you do this? I can't figure it. And I actually had to email one of the managers on the team and like, okay, I got it. I can't figure it out. And she's like, so she explained to me how to do it. So go ahead.
Part of the problem was that when it very first came out, this was up here. See where it says offer to watchers, guys, and there's the little circle. What do you call this, Theresa? The radio
button.
Radio button. So that's like checked right there. When it very first showed up on our seller hubs, this was not showing. That was what the problem was.
Yeah.
It had sort of halfway come into effect, but it wasn't fully in effect. So I have my listings sorted highest to lowest for watchers. And you can see that it says right here, eligible for offers. So when you get to where you have the full version, this is what it's going to look like. And just like anything else, like what I was showing you before, you just click on this. I'm actually going to right click and open in a new tab. You click on that and it takes you to that same screen. So this screen looks exactly the same as the other version does. This is just what it looks like. Now, one of the things I've said is that there's no option for doing it in bulk. And so it does, even this version, you have a lot more control over which ones you choose to send offers to, but it still is a little bit, it's a little bit time consuming. But one thing I will say is that you push the control button, right?
Yeah.
Theresa?
Yeah, you do control and click, and then it'll open a new.
So if you hold down the control button and then you just go down the list, you click, 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 and you just go down the list, you can see all these tabs are opening up here.
You can't see it.
Well, no, they can see it. You just can't see that. So all these tabs up here are open, guys. And so what I've been doing is I go and I open up like 10 or 15 of them. I go in, put in a number, I copy and paste a message in, and I just go down the line. See how this one says there's an issue processing your request. So sometimes errors will come up. You just go down the line and you fill it in. And then see, there was another one with an error. So there's like little errors that are coming up. It happens.
You just clicked it too fast. But go back to the first one, because if you go to your first tab. In the first tab, if you see there, she's got 13 watchers on that jacket. Now go to your second tab.
Yeah, it's only going to 8.
It's only going to 8. So we're trying to get information as to what determines that. Is it's only going to watchers that have been watching the item for more than 30 days or some length of time or what it might be. And then if you send it to these 8 buyers, then what happens to the other, the other 5? In another 30 days, will we get to send it to the other 5? Like, these are all things we don't know yet.
Well, I do know it says right here they have 48 hours to respond. So it's similar. I'm taking this off screen share. So it's similar to any other offer that's a 48-hour time period. What I've noticed,
we just figured out just by the fact that it showed up as that it's eligible to send again instead of saying offers sent. Once you've sent the item, once you've sent offers out, it'll have underneath it says offers sent, and there's no more option to click on it to send offers. So we noticed after sending offers on Saturday that as of 48 hours later, it was now said eligible for offers again. Now, I don't suggest sending out offers every 48 hours on these items to people, because I mean, who wants to be spammed every 2 days?
I think that eBay has some buffers in there, because the last thing they want to do is to bug watchers. So I think that maybe the next, and this I need clarification, but the logic in my mind is the first 8 people that you send it to aren't going to get it for another 30 days or something. So maybe the 5 people that didn't get it, if you click on it to send again, that maybe it's going to go to a new 5 people and not the same.
Maybe.
People.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just to me is the logic. I know there was some conversation around making sure that it didn't get overused and that watchers weren't being bombarded. So who knows what that is? And maybe that's part of the eBay secret sauce, and they're never going to tell us. I don't know, but.
Yeah, and I haven't resent offers out yet, because I don't want to be like sending out offers every 2 days. Now, somebody said they heard it was only going to buyers that have your items in their cart. I do not think that's the case at all. Yeah. Because I don't have 8 people with this item in their cart. I just don't believe that that's the case. And
there's our other t-shirt winner, Kelly.
Oh yeah.
I see Vicki's website will contact you through there. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, perfect. So somebody was asking, how do I see what I made? Now this is the, what my offers were. I've been writing down on a pad. Now, this is one of the things that I have questions about as well, Theresa, and I'm sure you do, because you like data and numbers. There isn't like any centralized place where you can see like, oh, here's all the offers that I've made, or that you can keep track of that. I will say, I'll show you guys.
Okay, so see, some people in the chat are saying they retested, and it was sending out to the same watchers 48 hours later.
Yes, it's yeah. So I don't think it's going out to different watchers. I think it's going out to the same one. So you want to be mindful that you don't want to, and eBay shouldn't have to be the ones making it so that we don't do this. Like as business owners, we should be able to be
like, that was what I said.
I'm not going to send an offer out every 2 days to the same people because it's going to be really annoying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have 2,500 items, and I have to tell you, because I took everything off of Good Till Canceled within the last 4 months, and now it's back on Good Till Canceled, but I don't have any listings that are more than 4 months old into the Good Till Canceled thing now. My watchers are very low. Like I only have, maybe out of 2,500 items, I maybe have 400 items that have watchers, and most of those are only 1 or 2. So I don't have a huge number of high watchers, but I mean, it was still successful for me. I think the first day. I haven't seen anything since Saturday. I haven't had any offer sales.
So Karen says some people click on watch because they just like an item, not because they want to buy it. If we have a way where the potential buyers were serious, I think it'd be more beneficial and more prosperous. You know what? Whatever. We're never going to be able. I mean, that's like, are we going to have a watch list and then another button they push where it's like, are you really serious about wanting to buy this? Like, we're not going to be able to know that. And here's the thing, guys. So I sent out some offers. I know. And here's another thing is it's hard to tell exactly which stuff sells because of your offers, because you don't get a notification that says that they accepted your offer. It's just all of a sudden they pay for it.
You can tell because I can tell because it's always at a round number.
Sure. And I totally get that.
Anything at a round number.
I totally get that, but I'm a little bit confused because like, I send an offer out for a t-shirt, and like, hey, I want to make an offer to you, $24 for this t-shirt. I don't get a notification that says so-and-so accepted your offer. It's just like all of a sudden somebody pays $24 for that t-shirt. So I know that it was from the offer, but again, there's no centralized location where it's like, here's all the things that were sold to you because of best offer. I know because I'm sending out, like Vicki says, I'm sending out round numbers like $24 for something that's priced $27.99 because all of my prices end in 99.
And all of mine end in 95.
So it's like, so because, I'm able to like figure it out. And I know that I've probably sold in the last, it's been less than a week. So I've sold like maybe 10 items or so because of these offers to watchers. So I know it's definitely working.
So Lori asked, why don't you list with round numbers? It's buyer perception. It's a very, very well-known strategy in retail sales that buyers perceive an item at $24.99 to be less than $25. They see it or like $19.99. They're thinking it's in the teens. It's not in the 20s. It's just all about buyer perception. Even if it's 5 cents or a penny, it's all about keeping it as a lower number rather than a round figure is perceived as higher. It's buyer psychology.
Yeah.
So here's a hack that I did because I now have best offer on about 500 listings, which I didn't have before. And then I'm doing offers to watchers. So here's just something if you want to do it the same way. All my listings are 9.99. Then when I do offers to watchers, it's a 0.00. Then what I started doing is if it's a best offer, then I do 0.49. And so just by the price I can, because it's not built out yet. This thing just rolled out like 5 days ago.
So no, for sure. There's going to be lots of changes that I'm sure they'll make as time goes on.
Yeah.
So in the future, I want to be able to see this stuff on my phone. I want to be able to respond quickly and all that other sort of stuff. So it was just a way for me to not have to get up and go sit at my computer and do, whatever and try to figure out where I'm at. So, that's a hack that you guys can use as well is if you're doing best offers to always respond in a 0.49.
Yeah. Or I would love to be at some point to be able to see like, oh, you've sold 12 items in the last week through offers for watchers or whatever, because it would be nice to be able to see how it's working.
Yeah, so we definitely talk about needing to have some reporting and
like I said, I send all my stuff in round numbers if my offers, because as someone said, if you run percentage off sales, you won't have a normal price on it. You're absolutely right. I mean, and I do percentage off sales in my store all the time. So that's never a round number. So when I send an offer out to my watchers, I know if it's coming back to me as this item sold and it's a round number that it was due to that. But I guess, you know, or you can keep track, write them down. I don't know. There's got to be some way to keep track. I'm not writing them down. I don't care as long as the thing sells. I don't care how it sells.
So I did something, and it's a little more time consuming, but I wanted to test this out because I don't do best offers. And I'll just say that, you know, the chatter in Facebook, on the community boards, just in the first couple of days, that the conversion rate on these offers to watchers has been amazing. So if it sounds like a little bit of work, it probably is, but it's worth your time because you're getting some conversions. I lost my train of thought.
Well, we're talking about being able to track, like, you know.
Oh yeah. Thank you. So what I was doing when I was sitting there Saturday night making all my offers to watchers, is I would take a screenshot on that second screen where it shows the item, the original price, how many watchers it was sending it to, and then and then what my offer was. I was taking a screenshot of that, and I just kind of put it in a Word doc, because what I discovered is that because now they have best offer on them, sometimes people were getting me a best offer just off of best offer and not off of offers to watchers. And so a $40 item that I sent 35 offers to watcher, and somebody came back and said 25, I had to go back and look, first of all, what was my offer to watchers number, because then I didn't want, and then I found out that this was just a best offer. And so there's a lot of going back and forth, but I used that screenshot. Like, I didn't remember what my offer to watcher was. I was kind of doing it by 15% and then rounding it up or down. So some items went at 15%, some went more than 15%. Some of it I just did $20. Like, there was no rhyme or reason when I was going through this the first time.
Me either. I was just winging it. I'd look at it and go, all right, how long have I had this thing? How much money do I have invested in it?
So here's another hack that I did, because, you know, we're all about the workaround and the hacks. Because you can only do it on single quantity items. I had this one item that, I don't know, I just wanted to try. There's a couple items that were $100 a piece, and I wanted to try to get rid of them. And I had 3 of them. So what I did was I edited my custom field and I put quantity 3. I dropped the listing quantity down to 1 and made offers to watchers. And so I sold that one over the weekend. I sold another one last night. And so now I'm on and so I just keep adding the quantity back to 1.
Tricky. But yeah, and the other thing is, like, I don't think, as far as I can tell, if somebody, like, because you send out your offers to watchers, I don't know what that screen looks like. So hopefully we'll be able to see whoever it was that said they were going to show a screenshot.
Group, yeah.
If it gives you the option to do a counter offer, I don't know. Because that's the other thing too, is I don't know, is somebody making a counter offer to my offer to watchers? Because I haven't seen anything that shows it's a counter offer. It comes back looking like an original offer. And so that part is, like, I would like to be able to see that as well. But somebody was asking about, like, being able to see what offers you sent. And like I was saying,
I would like to see that.
You can't see it in any centralized location, but I'm going to share the screen again really quick, so I can show what you can see.
The other thing I would like to see is that I'd like to see that we can maybe do it in bulk as a percentage.
Yes.
Rather than
probably on the roadmap. It's definitely good feedback, and it sounds like something eBay would do, but it's just, you know, a timing thing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and send an offer on this one. It's going to go out to 8 different people. You
can make up whatever message you want.
Yeah.
Hey, you're live on our YouTube show.
What am I saying? Let's see. And I'd like to make this.
I always said I'd like to make this limited time special offer.
Time special offer
to you personally.
To you. I'm not saying personally. That sounds personal. I'll just go, thanks. All right. So I'm making this offer. It's going to send out to 8 different. Oh, wait. See what? Now there's a. Okay, I hit it the second time. So there's an issue processing your request. Okay, so it worked. So I just had to do it a second time. Whatever. So that offer just got sent out to 8 different buyers. We'll let you know as soon as the buyer accepts. Again, they don't let you know that a buyer accepts. As far as I can tell, they just, all of a sudden it'll say, so-and-so paid $60 for this jacket, ship it out. So now I'm going to go over.
Allison says, want to join a fight club in Arizona? There's the message.
Okay, so here is this listing, and then there should be a place where I can look at my offers. See, isn't this fun, guys?
So Callie actually asked something in the chat. We are not selling any shirts. Well, we actually do have a couple of Boss shirts that we do sell. There, the link is below the show, below the show on YouTube. But if you send me a message with your size, I will pick out a special cat shirt for you, Callie, and send you one.
What? She's gonna do that.
I need your size and address.
All right, so right here it says manage offers. So again, this isn't like a central location where you can see a list of all the different offers that you've given, but you can go here and you can hit manage offers. And what you'll see is here's the offers you sent. See how you can't see any of the buyers' names? That's because this is an offers to watchers. Had I done like a counter offer to somebody's offer, it would actually show what their username is.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can see I've sent out 8 different offers for $60. And that's, so you can at least see for specific items how much you've sent. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the screen share there.
So if you have it, Liz put the screenshot in Boss, and it's interesting. It's not anything like I thought it would look like. Do you want to try to go find it in Boss and then do a screenshot?
Oh yeah, let me see. Did she already do it?
In there. Yep.
Okay, let me look real quick and
I'll read some of the questions in there. There have been too many. People are just talking about this. I'm always spoiling people, Jennifer. I try. Callie's a good sport.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen again really quick.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Okay, so it says, because you showed interest in this item, seller sent you this private offer. A few other interested buyers also received this offer. It won't last long. Hurry and take advantage right away. So see, it's good to know what it actually is.
It says it's valid for 48 hours.
It shows the percentage of the discount.
And it does not let you counter offer.
Respond now.
Oh, I wonder what it lets you do.
You can't respond now because it's just a picture. But
right. So I wonder what happens when you hit respond now. Does it take you to a screen where you can counter? So Liz, if you can test that out and let us know, that would be awesome.
But where's the message that we
this person, Liz put, note the seller did not add a message on this offer.
Okay, good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it would have a message if it on there but that's better. I've got a better idea of what it looks like now. So that's pretty cool.
I like the discount that shows on there that's 20%. So here's another thing that happened because so I have just way too many discounts upon discounts upon discounts now because I'm testing everything out. So I joked that, maybe my items, I'm not making any money. It's just sort of all going to eBay because I've done some really aggressive campaigns on promoted listings and some of my listings are 20%. And then I did volume discount pricing. So if it's multiple quantities, it's 10, 15, or 20% off. And then I did a best offer that was 15%. I mean, a offers to watch are 15% off. And it's like, I'm shipping it today. I had 3 items that my original list price was $39.99. I ended up selling them for $26 a piece, which was not my intention. But just between, and I don't even know if it was a promoted listing or not. So, I did it. I don't care. It is, I mean, these are just my own personal things, but now it's like, these are the kind of questions that we now have with so many different ways to market stuff, to find out if I need this information before I make an offer and before I counter offer. And we know that, and eBay knows that. It's just trying to get it all together.
Going back to what somebody was saying, I think it was Karen was saying about, wishing that we actually knew if somebody was interested or not. I sent an offer out, and I actually got this message from this guy, and he was like, hey, I just want to let you know that I got your offer, but these shoes are actually too small for me. I just was watching them because I like them. And then he said something along the lines of like, awesome marketing campaign though. So for whatever reason, he thought it was cool that he was getting an offer. And so I just responded to him and I said, hey, it's a new thing that eBay is just rolling out. We're able to make offers to people who are watching our items. I think it's pretty cool. And I said something along the lines of like, don't worry. I couldn't see what your username was until you responded to me. Just because I wanted to make sure he knew that like it wasn't like everybody could see everything that he was watching. And so then he responded back and he said, well, now that you've guilted me with that offer, I had to go and look at the rest of your store, and I see you have some really awesome stuff in your store. I'm definitely going to come back and probably buy some Christmas presents from you. And so I was like, hey, well, that's cool. So even though he wasn't actually wanting to buy that particular item, it gave us an opportunity to have like this interaction with each other that could result in me actually getting some sales. And I was able to educate a buyer on like this new thing that eBay's doing. So it was pretty cool.
And Thrifty Chick, yes, it does work for something that's already on sale. Yep, because everything in my store is on sale and everything has the best offer on it. I price things high with a lot of room, and I was still able to send it out. And I will say for my Saturday, I sent out maybe about 100 offers on Saturday to watchers. I had 4 sales that resulted in 4 sales for $260, I believe.
Yeah. It's pretty cool getting that bump. So I feel like we have like a lot of questions, but it is a really cool, and people have been having luck with it, even with not having the full version yet. So I'm just excited about the potential.
And really, it's just been us, messing around with it, trying to figure out how it works. So if we're having some success with it, and I know Barbara did really well with it over the weekend, going through the backdoor way and sending out a lot of offers. She had like 11 sales or something like that in 24 hours. I think it's an awesome tool that they've given us, and I'm just excited to see where it goes. But we wanted to show people what it looks like so far and what the workarounds are for it so far, so you can at least get a head start, get a jump on trying to
play around with it
if you've got it.
Yeah, and so anything that you have on your listing prior to doing an offer is going to still stand. So, I've got volume pricing, I have promoted listings, I have best offer. I just looked at my store, and those 3 items that I sold last night for way less than I had anticipated didn't sell because of a promoted listing. So at least I'm not up that extra fee. But, the volume discount at 20%. And let's see, if I sold it at $26 and it was supposed to be 45 or 40. Yeah, so I sold it at a 35% discount, which was not my intention, but whatever. I mean, I'm testing it out. It's not the end of the world. I lost a few dollars, big deal. But I am now waiting for all my outstanding offers to die, and then I'm going to rethink this. Volume pricing, I can't seem to edit my campaign, and I think that my campaigns are a little too high right now. So I'm trying to find out if that was intentional or if there's a way we can edit volume pricing campaigns. And until I get that figured out, I probably will remove best offer off of my 500 listings. And then I don't know. It's a lot. I did have a lot of conversion, so it's tough.
That's one of the nice things that you just mentioned that I think is important to bring up. There will not be a promoted listing fee on this item.
Yeah.
If someone buys your item using this and you have it in your promoted listings, it's not going to be purchased through a promoted listing. So you're not going to have a fee for a promoted listing. So, think about that if you're factoring that cost or fee into your items, because I sure do, because I have pretty much 5 to 7% across the board on most of my items. I don't put the promoted listing on my items when there's only a handful of them on the entire site, because I don't feel a need to pay them to promote something if there's only a couple. But almost everything else I have it on.
Okay. Yeah. Mandy Craft Video is saying that hold on, I just took a screenshot. I don't know if the backdoor method is similar to the real thing, but eBay needs to know that it's showing my .ca listings are eligible and they are not. So Mandy Crafts, are you in the boss group?
Yeah, that's Mandy. That's Mandy. Mandy
from Canada, of Stu and Mandy.
Stu and Mandy. Okay, so Mandy, send me, message me in your eBay ID, and I'll have somebody take a look at that, because they'll definitely want to look at that.
Well, and also Crystal of Rose's Closet was saying that it was showing items that she's already sold through, she did the offer to watchers, somebody bought it, and then it's still showing up as one that's eligible. I'm guessing that if you actually tried to go through the process of sending an offer out, it would then give you an error. But I don't know for sure. But Callie's World just busted out a $20 super chat.
Ooh.
What? Thanks in advance for my sweet cat shirt.
You thank me
I
now.
DM'd
You may not thank me when you see what you
on
get.
the Insta, Vikki. So Callie, we do need to know, and Vikki can ask you if you want your cat T-shirt to. It can either say "Boss Up" or it can say "Bossum." Personally, I think "Bossum" is.
I was going to send her one from our collection, not from our store, but okay.
Because I want to send her the real deal. So
all right.
I'll do that. But Callie, we need to know if you want to say "Boss Up" or "Bossum."
I'm going to say "Bossum" because I'm guessing with her humor, I think "Bossum."
I think "Bossum." Okay, cool. But anyway, also with that super chat, let's do a little bit of super chat. Super chat. She's super chatty. Meow. Meow. See how uncomfortable it makes her? She's like, "Oh,
totally does."
Anyway. Allison Victor Thrift says, any idea when this feature will be rolled out? No, we were talking about that earlier. We don't, I mean, they made the announcement last week. It was on the community boards. They put up a thing. It didn't have any kind of date on it. But they made the announcement, so they're working on it. And it's just a matter of, we're trying to find out. We're reaching out to the people that we know. And so as soon as we know, we will let you guys know. And we're
probably giving you some advanced knowledge that you can't even, not everybody can use right now, but
we're trying to show like, when we showed the screen share earlier, how you can hopefully access it to play around with it at least a little bit. And you know what, some people have sold a lot of stuff, even doing it that more cumbersome, awkward, kind of backdoor way of doing it. So I'm glad that we're still sharing this information because people are making some sales from it, and hopefully soon everybody's going to have the business to consumer side of it in your seller hub. And when that happens, I'm sure we'll probably do a post in the boss group and get people's feedback, because we want to be able to keep giving them information of like how people are feeling about how it's working, what's not working, what you'd like to see, so we can help them develop it in the future. So
what if the person clicked through your promoted listing within the last 30 days? Would the promoted listing fee apply? No, because I could have had that promoted listing, could have been a month old, that somebody clicked on. If they don't buy it through that click at that time, you're not getting a promoted listing fee.
No,
that's not right. So, that's not correct.
That's not correct?
No. So if somebody clicks on a sponsored link through promoted listings and they go to your store and look at it, they have, so you're liable for that promoted listing fee for 30 days if they go back and buy it. So Nanette is right. If but this is where we need to know, on the offers to watchers, does eBay send out somebody that's only been watching your item for 2 weeks, or did they make you wait? Like if I went and watched a bunch of stuff today and then I got a bunch of offers today, I wouldn't want to do that. I want people to really think about it and try to, go back and buy it at full price.
Interesting.
And then maybe 30 days later, then maybe go, okay, let me get an offers to watcher because I want to try to make them pull the trigger. Now, this is just speculation because we don't know. I want to make that clear.
All right. Well, that's good to know. I was not sure about that because I figured that they were not clicking through it entirely. I will say that on the 4 items that I sold, they did not have the promoted listing fee on them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And so we don't know why I have an item with 13 watchers, like that guest jacket. I have 13 watchers and it's only going out to 8 of them. So what is up with those 5 watchers? Why are they not included?
Right. We're going to try to keep this show to an hour. Sorry, I wasn't cutting you off, Theresa. I'm just, because we're supposed to pick up Christiane.
Well, she's in the chat right now, so she knows when we're ending our show.
That's true.
Yeah, Christiane's in town, so we're as soon as we get done with the show here in a few minutes, we're actually out the door. We're gonna go. Well, listen, guys. Sometimes if you show up in Vegas and you don't have a car, we'll come pick you up at the hotel and take you for tacos and then thrifting, because I don't know if you know this, but I like tacos and I like thrifting. So that's
really.
Christiane says, "Don't rush for me." I thought when I first saw that, I thought it said, "Don't rush me," and I was laughing, but she said, "Don't rush for me." So,
okay.
She's got all day.
Us too. We cleared the day for you.
Mm-hmm. So let me go just quickly go through some of the things we have questions on, and then hopefully we'll get some answers, and maybe next week or something, you guys can go over these. But so we want to know, as far as offers to watchers, if you guys aren't doing it, it's awesome. Give it a try. I really think that eBay, this is a home run for eBay, and it's the whole team that did it. I keep telling them that this is, the reception of it has been fabulous. People had great weekends, but you want to know how eligible listings are determined, who gets the offer, how do we know that it doesn't go to the same people over again, and what's the difference between having 24 watchers and only 7 people get the offer? Will the best offer always be required to have it before we can extend a offers to watcher offer? Will we know if we're getting a counter offer? Is there going to be a bulk option? What does it look like? Screenshots. Like, I think that that screenshot that Liz gave us was great.
Yeah, that's helpful.
What's their plan? What's their plan for rolling out multi-quantity listings? I'm sure there's other ones, but these are the things that, when eBay rolls something out, they're not going to roll out a final finished product, and they're going to keep adding on to it, making it better. And so the more feedback we give them, and I encourage people to use that suggestion feedback tab on every page, give them feedback, you'll be able to determine the end product. And the more people that gives them the same feedback, like we want multi-quantity or whatever, that'll move it up. I assume it'll move it up on the roadmap. So
exactly. Colorado Rewarn said thrifting and tacos equals good. Thrifting for tacos, yuck. I will have to say, if those tacos are dead stock, I'll still eat them even if they're thrifted.
I'm not so sure. They've got an expiration date.
DJ just busted out a very patriotic 1776 super chat.
Very patriotic.
In honor of our brave men and women who served our country, Veterans Day. I missed the rest of Sunday's show, and thank you, ladies, for all the info you provide us. God bless. DJ, thank you so much. I would do a super chat, a patriotic super chat song, but then I feel like it might end up being too goofy and disrespectful. But I will say thank you so much for the super chat. My nephew, he just got out of the Marines. He just came home he was down in San Diego, but he just came back to Oregon like maybe a month ago. Served his 4 years, luckily made it through super safe and everything. So I will say, for me, my thank you for your service goes out to my nephew Isaac, because I think he's awesome. And
most of the people in my family, most of the men in my family, with the exception of my brother, because we're just a bad generation, and he's also blind as a bat, poor thing. But he never would have gotten approved for the military. Yeah. But yeah, most of the men in my family have served.
Yeah, and I have a lot of people in my family that were. My dad was in Vietnam. He was super lucky with where he was posted and everything, that he didn't have anything horrible happen to him or any long-lasting effects. So he really lucked out. But so my dad's a veteran. I have uncles and aunts and cousins, and again, my nephew. So thank you, DJ. You're awesome. And Retro Dottie, $10 super chat. Thanks, Katie, Vikki, and Theresa. Great info. Thank you. Retro Dottie, I just had it pop up in my email just before this show, a reminder that you had emailed me. I didn't see the original email, but it looks like you emailed me like a few days ago. I get a lot of junk email and stuff like that, and sometimes stuff gets lost. But I saw your email. I will respond to it. I promise. Thank you for the $10 super chat. A little bit of super chat. Your super chatty. Yow.
She's got me on high alert with this thing.
Do you guys see?
I get all twitchy.
Do you guys see how she
I think I have PTSD from the super chats.
Man, you guys are super chatting it up right now.
Oh,
and
your favorite Corey.
You guys. It's my favorite Corey. Corey 111815. I know we talked about it before, but I feel like I have a lot of residual anger towards Corey 111814, because like I said before, that guy, what a jerk. Because Corey 111815, he is a cool cat, and he is my favorite Corey of all time. Baby Jesus got it right when he made Corey 111815. So that's all I have to say. You like my Corey story?
It always makes me laugh.
He's just my favorite, Come on. I love him. Anyway, Corey, thank you so much for your super chat.
I do have super chat trauma. I think that's what it is. I'm a little twitchy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Anyway, Angela says, I think we should all do $1 and make her sing for an hour. I don't know if you really want that to happen. And plus, we've got tacos waiting for us. Theresa, did you have anything else you wanted to say about offers to watchers?
No, when we get more information, we're waiting. I think it's an awesome program. When you get it, try it out. I did a lot of things that I didn't like with it. I put best offer on 500 listings, and they did convert. So I'm a big believer. I like change. I like to try things. Nothing's permanent except for maybe volume pricing. I don't know. Volume pricing
here's
is
the thing. I mean, we spent an awful lot of time talking about the things that eBay did wrong over the summer. And, we all hate increases in fees. We all hate changes when it's not good for us. But this is one of the things that they are doing that I think is good for us. I think it's a really good option. I think it's a great way to help convert sales. It's one of the things where it makes me want to be an eBay cheerleader, because as we know, I'm not poly positive and I'm not the eBay cheerleader that Theresa is. I'm more of the realist. I don't like change. So I'm the more negative of the three of us, I would say.
I would say Vikki is more of like, she has the more typical eBay seller response to change. And then she talks herself down after that, but it actually is really, for me, like a good window into what other people are, because my whole thing is like, she said, oh, we don't like the changes when they're not good for us. And I would say usually more often than not, they are good for us. It's just that people, when something changes, your immediate response is to be like, oh no, now I have to do this and this is bad or whatever.
Yeah, it's not always the case, but I mean, a lot of the times it ends up where, it costs us, there are changes, there are fee increases. Sure. Again, it's a part of doing business,
reality,
but no, it's a part of doing business and it's a reality, but it doesn't mean you have to like it. Nobody likes it. I can't say anybody is happy when there's a fee increase.
Yeah.
Or when something gets taken away or it's perceived that something's taken away. Their changes that they make are generally good for you as a business person and good for the platform, yes. But that doesn't mean that there are not changes and costs associated with them that make it a pain in the ass as a seller.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things that is not costing us any money and is a good feature and is converting sales. I think it's all positive. I don't think there's anything negative about this. And that's what I think you need to highlight when we do something like that.
So one of the things, I mean, there's, eBay, we all know we had a really hard summer, but I really think that if you have a chance to use volume pricing, that's a huge hit. I've talked about this, I've converted many old stale listings and I've sold out. I had 5, they bought all 5. I had 20, they bought 20. And that's really easy. Offers to watcher is definitely a home run. Adding the promoted listing to the workflow is huge. I am an eBay cheerleader, but I will tell you, I'm shouting loud and I'm not going to shut up. I hate the new edits, SKU, quantity and price. Now, there's a chat going on in the boss group because I want to know, I use the edit SKU all the time before. And this to me, and they just added the quantity and the price, which I think is great to do it there, but I don't think the format's great because it's not an edit, it's a redo or a retype. And it's frustrating me because I have my whole workflow set up and I've got this and I'm having my listers type in their initials for whoever took the photograph and whoever did the listing, and then I just quickly go in and I delete that. I can't quickly delete it now. I have to retype everything. So it's one of those things where just it's a small change, and I've talked to the team and they're like, well, they got a lot of information that people didn't know where the edit button was and that they thought it was too many clicks, and I get that, but I don't think it was fair because the edit button was only used for custom SKU now, and you can edit 3 fields, so I think people will use it more. And I think, I don't know, I'm dead set against this, and I don't like this change at all, and I liked every change. It just doesn't, it doesn't work for me.
Heads will roll.
I wish.
Thrifty Christy just busted out a $2 super chat and wants to know if I'm going to sing Christmas super chats next month.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, here's the thing.
Super chat, all the money flowing.
There you go. Your $2 just got a Theresa Christmas super chat song. Here's the thing. Nobody asked, and I didn't show my t-shirt I'm wearing right now. It is November. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, and I'm already wearing my Christmas shirts. This one it's a Godzilla eating Santa Claus out of the sky. Come on, guys. That's like this. It's cool. So I'm already like got the Christmas spirit going on. And
That's just
I'm about ready to decorate. I will say that thank God we're going to visit Theresa, but we're not going until the weekend of the 1st. Thank God we're actually not going the day after Thanksgiving, because that whole weekend is reserved for decorating the house.
So
I love Christmas, but
there's a lot
yeah,
of
she has a
Christmas
lot. She has a lot.
decorations.
So here's something I don't know if sellers realize, that this year you get the maximum possible days between Christmas and Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving hit on whatever day, like the most days between Christmas and Thanksgiving that could ever happen in a calendar year happens this year. Make the best of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there are plenty of ugly Christmas sweaters with cats. You just wait to see the ugly Christmas sweaters that she'll be rocking. It's not quite, it just actually became sweater weather in this last week or so here. So
look, I'm in my office with my jacket on because it's freezing.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, guys. All right.
Hey, wait.
Yes, what?
Give your shout out for eBay for Business.
Oh, eBay. So we're heading out, so we're not gonna be able to watch this. But today, eBay for Business, they always do their live show on eBay for Business Facebook page, and it's gonna be at 12:30. And listen, guys, I know a lot of you guys that watch us probably watch these guys as well and follow these guys on Instagram. But I'm talking about Hustler Hacks and Hustlebee. So Hustler Hacks, Glenn, and Hustlebee is Ken, Glenn and Ken. They're super awesome. I actually started watching, I don't watch a lot of YouTubers myself that do reselling, but Glenn was actually one of the ones I started watching way back when I very first started selling at the beginning of 2016, because he does a lot of stuff with streetwear. He does a lot of jerseys. He does a lot of shoes. He buys a lot of shoes at Ross and Burlington like I do. And then he teamed up sometime last year with Ken Hustlebee. And so I love them. I think they have great attitudes. They're super positive. They're really encouraging. I like following them on Instagram.
Yeah, I follow them on Instagram.
Well.
I've never watched them on YouTube. I think once. It's just because it's just not I don't watch a lot of YouTube, honestly.
I don't either.
No insult to them.
Yeah. And so, but they're really cool guys, and they're actually in San Jose this week. And so they are going to be, Audrey's going to be interviewing them on eBay for Business at 12:30. So I'm kind of bummed that I'm missing out on that live show, but I'll have to go back and leave some comments later. But you guys should totally tune in at 12:30 because they're super rad. And you can ask questions and stuff like that, I'm sure.
And we are going to be leaving right now to come and get you, Christiane. So we should still be there at 12:30.
Yep, for sure. Oh, right, Colorado Rewards. I just ordered that Godzilla shirt from eBay seller. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, it's a Woot shirt. I love shirt Woot. So no, maybe it's a T Fury one. What's it say? Look on the back.
T Fury.
Yeah, it's a T Fury. So T Fury is like one of my favorite websites. They do like a different design every day, and of course around Christmas time they do lots of Christmas stuff. But anyway, thanks so much, you guys. Go check out eBay for Business at 12:30 to see Hustler Hacks and Hustlebee, and we're gonna go get some tacos, do some thrifting.
But it is Boss Up and List all day virtual listing party in the Boss Facebook group. So if you want to get in on that, and say your goals for the day, check in with other people. We probably are not going to get much listing done today, but I promise you we list every other day. So
I already listed like 4 or 5 items this morning. So.
I did not. I'm out of photos, so I'm done.
Yeah. One last reminder to hit the like button, smash the thumbs up.
Yes, please, guys. There's 140 people watching right now, so thumbs it up, thumbs it up. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Peace out. Boss up.
Peace out, peeps.